Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. We are continuing the discussion on Sri Sudāmā ji. Is the audio clear?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Ji Prabhuji.
All right, thank you. So, we will start with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। So we will recite the invocation verses for Srimad Bhagavatam. First, our obeisances to Sri Parikshit Maharaj and Sri Shukdev Goswami, and Sri Suta Goswami and Shaunakadi rishis. Please, if you would like, you can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraet
Tato Jayamudire
Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu
Ashtamprayeshu Bhakteshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavatyuttama Shloke
loke
Tirbhavati naisthiki
tirbhavati naishthiti.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya cha
Devaki Nandanaya cha
Nandagopakumaraya
Nandagopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Okay. So we will continue our discussion on Sri Sudāmā ji. So we are on the 10th session of Sri Sudāmā ji. We are going through it in detail. And we covered the first 3 verses last time in detail. So we will start from the 4th verse. So 4th verse is from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagwan is, so next chapter has started. So in the first chapter, we discussed how Sudāmā ji got the inspiration to visit Sri Krishna, even though apparently on the external surface, it appeared like he wanted to get wealth, or his wife, who has been described as Pativrata, wanted to get wealth, but that is not the case. She is Pativrata, she is completely devoted to her husband, and her husband, Sri Sudāmā ji, has no desire for wealth. He is a pure devotee, as pure as it gets. But his desire was only to see Sri Krishna, so he goes to Dvārakā. And then we see that how in Dvārakā, Sri Krishna worships Sudāmā ji. So, ulti Ganga beh rahi hai. So this is going to be an important point today. Remember that. Okay? Today the things are little different. Sun has risen from the west, because Bhagwan is doing everything to his devotee, what the devotee is supposed to do to Bhagwan. He has washed the feet of Sudāmā ji, he has done arti of Sudāmā ji, and with his own hands he is feeding Sudāmā ji. So all these things are going on today. And then we went into a detailed discussion about the pastime of Sudāmā ji and Sri Krishna in the ashram of Sandipani Muni, where they recollect or reminiscence old times. So that's how the 80th chapter concludes. Now we come back to the topic where Sudāmā ji is, they're still having discussions, but Sri Krishna is waiting, when will Sudāmā ji give me my gift? Every time, that is the best, only, in a birthday party or anything, one is always, Hare Krishna, is waiting, when will my gifts come? And Hare Krishna. And also, we wait for the party to be over so that we can open the gifts. After coming to America, I discovered that you begin to open the gifts during the party itself. So we cannot even wait that long. So there is nothing wrong in that. We will see Sri Krishna also did the same thing. So evam parampara praptam. So he also did not wait for Sudāmā ji to leave. He snatches the gift and starts eating it also, not just seeing it, eating it. So we will see that beautiful pastime today. And so today is also a very beautiful discussion. Then what happens? A strange thing happens today, that Sri Rukmiṇī Devī stops Sri Krishna after taking the first handful. In the previous chapter, it was described how many handfuls of chiuda did Sudāmā ji bring? 4. It was clearly mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam that 4. And here in the Bhagavatam today, we will see 1. He ate 1, clear numbers are given. And just as he was about to eat second one, Sri Rukmiṇī Devī stops him. We will see many reasons why she stops. Many reasons, very sweet reasons. So that will be the highlight of today's discussion. These couple of highlights, how he snatches and why Rukmiṇī Devī stops. So all very sweet discussions are coming up today. And the purpose of this whole discussion is to relish the sweetness of Sri Krishna and his devotees. So that is the sweetness of Srimad Bhagavatam. And we will see how Srimad Bhagavatam is all connected with each other. All the pastimes are connected. So we completed till third one. Now we will start with the fourth one. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam 10.81.4. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tad aham bhakti uparitam ashnami priyatatmanaha. So, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If one offers me, this translation is by Srila Prabhupada. So we can say that. Rest of them we will say BBT translations, right? So because this is directly taken from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. So patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. So 4 items are mentioned. Leaf, flower, fruit or water. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. So, yo me bhaktya with bhakti. So, how many items are mentioned in this verse? Not 4, 5 items are mentioned, right? The 5th item is with bhakti, and bhakti means love. Tad aham bhaktya uparitam. This is a very important word we will see today. Bhaktya uparitam. That is why Srimad Bhagavatam is called the commentary not only on Vedanta Sutra but also on Bhagavad Gita. Through this portion, this section of the pastime, we will understand Bhakti Uparitam. Okay, what is Bhakti Uparitam? Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. I eat it. Ashnami, I eat. So Bhagavan says, I eat from Prayata Atmanaha, from one who loves me. Whoops. Offered by one who loves me. Okay. So Bhaktya Uparitam. Tad aham bhakti uparitam. What it means is that this is, as we know, the most important ingredient, which is bhakti. What happens and what Bhagavan really wants is this. Does he really care about patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam? That is just a vehicle. Anything we can offer. Even we can offer these 4 things mentally. And bhakti is all about the mind. Anyway, that's why Srila Prabhupada says Krishna consciousness. So bhakti is not a thing which you can hold in your hand. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, we can hold in our hand. But that is just a vehicle. So bhakti uparitam means that all the things, all those 4 things become bhakti. So the 5th item, उसने अपने रंग में रंग लिया. I don't know how to say it in English. What would be a nice way to say it? I don't know. You understand, right? So the bhakti has made the remaining 4 things bhaktiized. So everything has become bhakti. The identity of Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam is no longer remaining as Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. It has become bhakti. So all that Bhagwan is eating is bhakti. He is eating bhakti because it has been offered with love by a bhakta. So he is eating bhakti. So this we will see is very important in today's discussion. Okay. Because I'll reveal I think it's a good way to kind of build the whole discussion. What Bhagwan gives back. On one hand, it is said that because we are not pure devotees, that's why when we offer plate full of nice things we offer to Krishna, it appears as if nothing has been consumed. That's because we are not pure. There are stories of devotees. What is the name of that boy? No. Yes. What? Raghunandan, or anybody remembers on the call the name of the father and the boy? When father says, no. Raghunandan is the father or the son? Son. Mukunda is the father. Okay. Huh? Yeah. So the story is like father is a very sweet devotee and he has a little child as a son. So one day father had some work. So he prepared nice bhoga and told to the son, you offer today, I have to go. And offer it nicely and make sure Krishna eats it. So to just give teachings to a small child, but the child took it literally. So he offered the nice bhoga to Bhagwan and it was not getting reduced. So he started getting anxious. My father said, make sure. What is the names? Raghunandan and Mukunda. So Raghunandan, Sri Raghunandan ji is the son and Mukund ji is the father. कहते हैं ना गुरु गुड़ रह गए और चेला हो गए चीनी. So yeah, he goes and then this boy is getting anxious. So then he is very, very with lot of, with love, but he begins to cajole Bhagwan, which eat fast. Come on, my dad is about to come back. And all that. Bhagwan, Gopinath ji is the deity. So Bhagwan actually comes and eats everything. And then the boy is very happy. And he feels like he has accomplished the task given by his father. So when father comes back, okay, nice. Bhagwan has eaten. Yes, eaten. Okay, let's have prasad. What prasad? Everything is over. What do you mean? You ate everything? Then no. Gopinath ji ate. What do you mean, Gopi? His father was not able to believe. He showed him empty plate. So father was suspicious that maybe the boy ate everything and he's a rascal, didn't give anything to Krishna. So he did not believe his son. Anyway, why we are going into this tangent is because of this meaning of Bhakti Uparitam. So he says, okay, if Bhagwan came, why don't I will cook again? Show me if Bhagwan comes. So he cooks again. And the boy again, this time with again a lot of devotion. And again, he's also again scared that my father will not believe me. So he again requests Bhagwan and Bhagwan comes again. And because his father is also a pure devotee, he gets also darshan of Bhagwan. So then he hugs and loves his child very much. Said, I never offered with so much love like you. So Bhagwan never came, but today he came upon your calling. Anyway, so one understanding is Bhagwan eats everything. But why we close the door when we offer is because Bhagwan comes and eats and then he gives back everything. But what he gives back is the prasad. Okay, so this point, this whole thing we will analyze and discuss. So he eats bhakti and he gives back food for us, which we eat, which is mercy of Bhagwan, but we cannot eat bhakti. We need food to eat. So he gives back food, but it is the prasad of Bhagwan. Okay, so this whole concept we'll very nicely see in today's discussion as well. All right, so that is the 5th verse. So I need to move fast because the whole story makes sense only if we cover it all today, like till verse number 12. Lot of sweet things are there, and it is one integrated section. So text number 5. Okay, so इत्युक्तोऽपि द्व्यस्तस्मै व्रीडितः पतये श्रियः पृथुक् प्रसृतिं राजन् न प्रायच्छद् अवाङ्मुखः. So इति उक्तोऽपि द्व्यस्तस्मै. So द्व्य or dvija, this is dvija, means Brahmana. Iti ukto. So what has Bhagwan done? So far Bhagwan is explaining. Right? Please give me my gift. I don't care if it is small or big. That's why he quotes Bhagavad Gita. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Anything simple. I know you have got something very simple for me. And he explains all the things in the first, this is the 4th verse. In the 3rd verse, he says, O Brahmana, what gift you have brought. This we covered last time from home. I regard as great even the smallest gift offered by my devotee in pure love. But the greatest offerings presented by non-devotees do not please. So इस try पहले तो मतलब समझा बुझा के समझाते हैं ना, जैसे प्यार से. तो भगवान पहले तो प्यार से समझाते हैं, थोड़ा भगवत गीता का भी लेसन देते हैं. He gives Bhagavad Gita lesson also. But our Brahman ji is not going to budge. So he is very strict Brahman. This point also will come. Please remind me someone, okay, that we have to stitch these points. I'm just recollecting what will come in the future and now, but somewhere we need to link it. So I shouldn't forget to link. So Bhagwan has decided कि आज तो इसकी strictness को थोड़ा ढीला करेंगे. He is too strict Brahman. So we will make him little flexible. So he's very strict Brahmana. So he, even after being given a full Bhagavad Gita class, he does not budge. What he does, vriditaha. So vriditaha means embarrassed. This also has, I don't know the spelling, is important word. He becomes embarrassed. Pataye shriha. So Shri matlab not Shri. Shri matlab sir, shir. So no. Sorry. This one, no. The mukha. Pataye shriyaha. I thought his head fell. That is last line. Sorry. He became embarrassed because the offering was for the pati of Shri, which means Sri Krishna, right? Whose wife is the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi ji. So such a big person, how can I give such a small gift of prithuk prasritim? So prithuk is the chipped rice, small, few handfuls. So this is what Shukadev Goswami is telling Maharaj Parikshit. And na prayachad avang mukha. So avang means, this one avang means hung down. His face. So he just hung down his face in embarrassment and said, no, I cannot give. It's too small to give. Bhagwan is thinking, bhai laaye kyun the phir? Why did you bring? Why didn't you throw it? But last time we discussed, even Sudāmā ji was thinking, now can I find a quick detour to just go on the pretext of going to bathroom or drinking water, taking bath in the river or in the ocean, and he throws, or in some nice pond he can dispose of. So Sri Krishna had to accelerate the plan. So this we discussed last time, but he hangs down his head. So he was embarrassed. So here, and all the things, so what is the mood or the bhav of Sudāmā ji? The bhav is of Aishwarya, isn't it? How can I offer such a small thing to Shripati, to Bhagwan Narayana? So he is in full Aishwarya bhav and he is embarrassed. So this whole mood is, so there is, yesterday I think we were discussing, there is some rasa in Aishwarya also. Okay, so if you go really visualize the words in this and you put yourself, sadharanikaran, in Sudāmā ji's feet, in his shoes, so to say, and try to realize what he is going through. So he is feeling Aishwarya bhav. And this is a particular, also a feeling or a mood that one can relish. That, oh my God, great Bhagwan is standing before me. What have I brought for him? Some very, not only useless thing, but a bad thing. Because the chipped rice has also become thoda sad gaya hai. It has become decayed. So it is not good for eating. If you eat, you will get an upset stomach. So that whole mood is there. If it was some friend of Vraja, he would have taken and shoved it into Krishna's mouth and also smeared it on his face. Like we do in birthday party these days. We give a piece of cake and then smear on the face. But this is not the mood of Sudāmā ji. So there is rasa, and all these are the surrounding ingredients of rasa. How he hanged his head, what he thought, his Shripati, and how can I give him this, 4 or 5 days old rice, and he hung his head. So all this is generating that feeling. Okay, so then we go to the 6th and 7th verses. So what is Sri Krishna's thought process? Okay, so Sri Krishna is thinking that I have tried all the means, it has not worked. Now what should I do? I have tried to explain nicely, I have tried to give him lesson, but he is not listening. So Bhagwan Sri Krishna makes up his mind on what to do. So this is Bhagwan Krishna's thought process before he snatches the gift. So he's trying to understand the mood of Sudāmā ji. So let us see some nice points. So first let us analyze the verse. This is 6 and 7. Sarvabhutatmadrik sakshat tasya karanam. Yeah, we didn't read the translation. Sorry, we'll read it later or next one onwards. Tasya karanam vigyaya achintayannayam Shri Kamo ma bhajat pura. So we'll go verse by verse. So Sarva Bhutatma Drik Sakshat. So Bhagavan is Sarva Bhutatma Drik. So which means that he can see the heart. Drik means he can see the heart of or the thoughts of all living entities. Okay, so he is Paramatma. He can, and he is Antaryami. Tasya Agamana Karanam. So he knows the Karan, the reason for the arrival or for the visit of Sudāmā ji. So he perfectly knows that. And what is the reason? That Vigyaya Achintayan Nayam. So what he realizes after analyzing his thought process, Nayam Shri Kamo Ma Bhajat Pura. So that na ayam, never has he had a kama for Shri. So Sudāmā ji had never any desire for wealth, ever. And always he had the desire for ma bhajat, my bhajan. So this was his desire, always my bhajan. And pura means in the past. In the past means also previous lives. So in all his previous lives also he is a pure devotee and has never had any desire for wealth. His only desire has been to do my bhajan. Next verse. Patnyah pati vratayas tu sakha priya chikirshaya prapto mam asya dasyami sampado martya durlabha. So patnyah pati vratayas cha. So pati vratayas tu. Actually, then in a different reading it is also cha, but tu also makes a lot of sense. So but due to his pativrata patni, because she convinced him to go, but additional word has been added that she is pativrata. She is also not Shri Kamo or desiring for Kama or desiring for Shri. So she also had no such desire, but due to her convincing, he came, and the only reason he came is because of his friendship. Priya Chikirshaya Prapto Mam. He just came to see me. How am I doing? Am I doing fine or not? Okay. Asya dasyami sampado amartya durlabha. This is not martya. You can see the little apostrophe. Amartya. Amartya is referring to the demigods. Even though they have a finite life, they are known as Amar because they have such a long life that it is, from our perspective, human perspective, it is Amartya. So this is the demigods. So he says Bhagwan Krishna is thinking that because he has come just to meet me, Asya dasyami, to him I will give sampado or sampatti or wealth that is not even available to the demigods. Durlabha amartyo. I will give him so much that it is completely unobtainable by even the demigods. So this is the meaning. So Sri Krishna is thinking like this, that he has such a pure heart and I will give him so much that nobody in this material world has that much. So first let us read the translation before we forget, and then we can have discussion. Yes, Surya Prabhu, can you read?
Me, Prabhu?
Yes.
Being the direct witness in the hearts of living beings, Lord Krishna fully understood why Sudāmā had come to see him. Thus, he thought, in the past my friend has never worshipped me out of a desire for material opulence, but now he comes to me to satisfy his chaste and devoted wife. I will give him riches that even the immortal demigods cannot obtain.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So some very nice points to be discussed here. So first thing is that Sudāmā ji is very, very poor person. Now there is another, and by the way, this is Sri Sanatan Goswami and Sri Jiv Goswami both say that in the past life, Sudāmā ji really worshipped Sri Krishna to appear as his friend. So that is why he got Sakhya Bhava in this life. Anyway, he behaved to become Krishna's friend is one thing, but then uska nirvah karna, Nirvah means to execute, or to fulfill the duty. Also, he did perfectly. There is a nice account of another account. There are multiple accounts, okay, of why he was so poor. So, one time when they were living in the Gurukul, so this is just a story of another version as to why Sudāmā is so poor. So one time, and this shows his determination to fully be a true friend of Sri Krishna. So one time when they were living in the Gurukul, that day when they were going to go to the forest to collect firewood. So in the Gurukul also, it's not like a very opulent. It's limited resources are there. There are, after all, a small Gurukul. And Bhrigu Rishi came one day to beg for alms. Now, we have seen how dear are the disciples of Sandipani Muni, which is like Krishna and Sudāmā and all, to both Sandipani Muni and his wife. Guru Patni also loves them very much. So what happened is that they only had 2 handfuls of chana, and that she wanted to give to Sri Krishna and Sudāmā for eating while they go on to the forest for collecting firewood. Then Bhrigu Rishi comes to beg. So then she is in a little bit of a dilemma. She knows only that much is left. And out of her motherly affection for her children, which is Sri Krishna and Sudāmā, she lies to Bhrigu Rishi that, sorry, Maharshi ji, we have nothing left. So Bhrigu Rishi understands and he leaves. Okay. And as he is leaving through the gate and little bit outside, Sudāmā was sitting there and doing his mantropasana and then he sees Bhrigu Rishi going by, and then Bhrigu Rishi pauses, and through his Divya Shakti, he realizes that, wait, there is 2 handfuls of chana in this house left. So he figures out that she had lied to him. Okay. And then he gives a curse. Whoever will eat, a visible curse, he sips some water and audibly gives a curse. Whoever will eat these 2 handfuls of chana will become very daridra, will become very poor. So then later in the day, the wife of Sandipani Muni sends both of them to the forest and says, this is 2 handfuls of chana, and make sure you eat, each one of you eat one, share it equally, and go and collect some firewood. So they go, and all the time Sri Sudāmā is now thinking, he has heard that curse. Are, great poverty is going to come on Sri Krishna. He is not thinking about himself, but on Sri Krishna. And such a great Rishi, even though Sri Krishna is Bhagwan, their curse will come true even upon Bhagwan. Even Bhagwan has to suffer, isn't it? Bhagwan Ram had to suffer. So many incarnations of Bhagwan had to suffer. Even Sri Krishna will suffer later. Right? So when the rishis say all the Yadu dynasty will be destroyed. So he knows of the power of the curse. So that is why before it becomes dark and then they want to sit down and say, then Krishna will say, okay, let's have our meal, whatever little meal is there. Sudāmā gobbles up both the entire chana. So he thinks that whatever daridrata should come only to me and none upon Sri Krishna. So that is his mood of friendship towards Sri Krishna. He completely always protects Sri Krishna. So this is another version of why he became so poor. Okay. So this is one thing. So Bhrigu, So the point is now, Bhagwan also knows this. He is Antaryami. Just now it was said he knows the heart of all living entities. So Bhagwan has also determined that I will give back. 100% I have to give back. But the thing is that for Bhagwan to give back, again, this is no rule. Again, connecting back to prasad, bhakti uparitam. So that connection is coming, okay? Something has to be offered to give back. Because, again, just technically speaking, whatever is offered to Bhagwan, Bhagwan converts that to prasad and gives back. So, to be converted, something has to be first given. And Bhagwan is desperate to give back to Sudāmā ji. But for that, he needs at least that little catalyst. Something should be given. And our dear friend Sudāmā ji is not budging, he is not giving. Therefore, Bhagwan wants something so that he can give back the prasad. So when devotee does not, pure devotee, when he does not give, then Bhagwan forcibly takes. Okay. So in this case, he took the forcibly snatched. So also in the lives of pure devotees, when Bhagwan has to give, now in this case, he gets a lot of wealth, but we will see this. Actually, this may be a good point to discuss that there are two types of pure devotees. Okay. This is Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So all devotees are pure devotees ever interested in sense gratification? No, it cannot be, right? It is opposite to the mood of a devotee. They are not interested, means they are not looking for it. But Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says there are two types or two categories of pure devotees. Okay. One who is anasakta and one who is virakta. That is the difference. Virakta means they detest sense gratification. If sense gratification is coming, not sense gratification, but vishaya, anything that has the potential to give sense gratification, if it is coming, they will kick it away. They will run away from it. Okay. Example of that from Srimad Bhagavatam. So one example given by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is Jad Bharat ji. His father tried so much to at least make him a normal Brahmaṇa. He just refused. He ran away from it. And there are so many other examples of anasakta, which means that they are indifferent. In this case, they are repulsive to objects of sense gratification, like Jad Bharat ji. Whereas other examples from Srimad Bhagavatam who are anasakta means indifferent. If it comes, fine. If it goes, fine. So examples of that, so many. Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Yes. Others, Ambrish Maharaj. I said from Bhagavatam, but yes, Srila Prabhupada, of course. Isn't it? All the Goswamis, like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they had a lot of wealth. They were not attached. Later on also it came when devotees brought, they used it for temple construction and so on. So they are not attached. Isn't it? So we'll connect this now to the strictness of Sudāmā ji, strict Brahman. So which category is Sudāmā ji in? In the repulsive category or the indifferent category? Indifferent. Remember, he does not even use to go beg. As a Brahmana, you can accept alms or donations or go do some rituals and accept some donations. He would not do that. No, he would not. Yeah. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that he was in the Virakta category first. He's in both categories. That's the answer. Any answer you gave would have been not correct, as long as it was one of the two. So he was both, in the sense that before meeting Sri Krishna right now in Dvārakā, he was Virakta. So Krishna then made him flexible. So that is the point. Krishna said, today I will make him flexible. So he said, or he made him anasakt. It's okay if it comes, it's okay if it goes, but I have no problem if it comes. That's the whole point. Yes, he will receive so much, yet he will not run away from it, but he is not attached to it either. So Sri Krishna, Sudāmā ji is both. And who is instrumental for the conversion? Sri Krishna. So that is why I said, he said, today I will convert him from strict to flexible. So, where were we in this whole discussion of Bhrigu Muni, why he was poor? Sorry, I went a lot off track. Where were we? Yeah, so Sri Krishna is thinking that he has not come for wealth, but I will give him wealth. Yeah, the point was, but to be able to give him, he need to get something which he will convert and give back. Okay, so he is very desperate. Sri Krishna is very desperate to give. That was the point. And for that, he has to take. So, in the 8th verse, we read the translation. In the 8th verse, Sri Krishna will take, snatch. Okay. Itham vichintya vasanach chira baddhan dvijanmanaha swayam jahar kimidam iti prithuk tundalan tandulan. Sorry. So itham vichintya vasanan. So itham vichintya, like this, upon thinking like this, vasana, like vastra, chira, that phata hua, chithda, chira, baddhan, which was bound in the waist of Sudāmā ji, dvijanmanaha, Sudāmā ji or Brahmaṇa, he swayam jahar means snatch. So this is the key word. He snatched it and said, Kimidam, what is this? I have been asking you for my gift and you have been telling there is nothing. Kimidam, so phir ye kya hai? What about this? What is this? Iti means like this. Iti means this one. Iti pointing to this. So ye kya hai? Like, what is this? He snatched it and said, what is this? I have been asking for my gift and you have been denying me. Then what is this? So like that, Sri Krishna snatches the gift from Sudāmā ji. Okay. So let us read the translation. So I think some of the points that I wanted to cover. In this one, I already covered that where he has to take to be able to give. So he takes it, forcibly takes it. Even the devotee does not want to give. Bhagwan, when he wants to give, he will take. And yeah, I have another point I was explaining was that now that I see it here, that sometimes Bhagavan takes from devotees something material. Devotees become poor, like Srila Prabhupada gave the example that he lost, but that's not how pure devotees will think, that something got taken away. They think that this is mercy of Bhagavan. If it has been taken away, no problem. What I am getting in return is the prasad. And that prasad, unlike in Sudāmāji's case, may not be a lot of wealth and palaces of gold, but it will be something which is much, much more valuable, which is bhakti. So Bhagavan always gives back. Bhagavan never only takes. And Bhagavan only takes from pure devotees. So if Bhagavan is taking away something, then you can be happy that Bhagavan is considering me his own, that I was not willing to give. And Bhagavan didn't say, okay, if you don't want to give, then no problem. See you next time. Bhagavan forcibly takes because he wants to give something much, much more in return. So that is how devotees think about. That's how Srila Prabhupada thought. That's how all our previous ācāryas think. Okay, somebody can read this translation, please, on Zoom.
Thinking like this, the Lord snatched from the Brahmana's garment the grains of the flat rice tied up in the whole piece of cloth and exclaimed, "What is this?"
Thank you. So 9th verse. This is a very nice verse. So Bhagavan then takes the rice and then see what he says. He says, Nanvetad upanitam me param pridanam sakhe tatparyantyangan ma vishwam ete prithuk tandulah. So he says that nanu etad upanitam me. That nanu means never mind. Okay. He asks the question, what is this? He says, never mind, don't give the answer. I know the answer. Etad upanitam me. Upanitam means I know the answer. Thank you. It is for me. Etad, this is upanitam you have brought for who? For me. I know that. No need to cover up or tell another lie for one more lie. First he said, I don't have anything. Now I asked what is it. Now you'll make up some other story. So no need to cover up one lie with another. I know the answer. It is for me. And param pridanam sakhe. That this is a very wonderful gift from a friend. So it's a gift of love from a friend. And tarpayanti angan mam vishwam. So it will do it will satisfy me fully. Tarpayanti means to satisfy. So it will tarpayanti mam, and not only mam, vishwam, it will satisfy the entire universe. Ete prithuka tandulah. These few grains of chipped rice. So don't think this is a small gift. It's a wonderful gift for me that you have brought. And not only it will satisfy me, it will satisfy the entire universe. So we have this beautiful verse in the Bhagavatam, right? Where it is. See? We can recite this verse. It's very, very important verse. You should memorize it. It's very good for offering a Pramāṇa or evidence that by satisfying Bhagavan, everything the whole universe becomes satisfied. So this verse is establishing a theory, even though it is from Bhagavatam, but the practical evidence of that is given by Sri Krishna himself in the Sudāmā's pastime. That handful of chipped rice means nothing. How can it satisfy even one person's hunger? But if it satisfies Sri Krishna, then it satisfies everyone. So we can recite this. Yatha taror moola nishechena nishechanena. Sorry. Yatha taror moola nishechanena.
Yatha tador
Nisedana.
Okay, yeah, it is Indra Vajra. Yeah. Yatha taror moola nishechanena.
Yatha taror nisedana.
Pripyanti tat skandha bhujopashakha.
Pripyantitaskantabhujo pashakha.
Pranopaharacha yathendriyanam.
Pranopahara jayatendriyanam.
Tathaiva sarvarahanam achyuteja.
Tathaiva sarvahanam achyuteja.
So yatha, so there are two examples that are given, just like yatha taror moola nishechena. Of a tree, moola means root, nishechena, when we water the root of a tree, tripyanti, same word is used as in that verse. Tript ho jate hain. Tat skandha, skandha means the trunk or the stem, and bhuja and upashakha, the branches and the sub branches, all of them, and the leaves, all of them become satisfied simply by watering the root. No need to water everything else separately. And prano upaharat, by breathing and by eating. Okay. Cha yatha indriyanam. So, and another example is given that by breathing and eating, all the limbs of the body get energy. You don't have to do special things for each limb, each indriya. Just by breathing and eating, they all get the energy, right? In the same way, tathaiva, yatha means just like, therefore in the same way, sarvaharanam or sarvarhanam achyuta ijya. In the same way, everyone is satisfied. The whole universe is satisfied by ijya or by worship of Sri Achyuta. So there is no need to worship anybody else. Just by worship of one person, which is Sri Krishna or Sri Achyuta, everybody is satisfied. This is Bhagavat Dharma. Okay. In the Karma Yoga practices, we have to do separate worship of all the various devatas and so on. But in Bhagavat Dharma, we only worship Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and there is absolutely no need. And this I have heard from some of the greatest followers of Karma Yoga. They themselves say, "Arey, you are in Bhagavat Dharma, you are following Bhagavat Dharma. Why are you asking me how to do this, how to do that?" They said that you go. What you are following is much greater than what I have to offer to you. They have said like that. So there is no need to do anything else other than to worship Sri Krishna. Okay, so this verse, what we are reading in the Srimad Bhagavatam right now, is nothing but a practical example by Sri Krishna saying that not only I have been satisfied or I will be satisfied by this one handful of chipped rice. There are two aspects. First of all, it's not the best preparation. It's old chipped rice. So it is not very good quality materially, and quantity also is not good. So both quality and quantity, materially speaking, are not sufficient or not good enough. But nobody cares. Sri Krishna doesn't care about anything material. quality or quantity. All he cares about is bhakti. That should be of the highest quality and quantity. So quality and quantity of material offering does not matter to Sri Krishna. Okay. Could somebody read the translation? Quick. We are running late.
My friend,
Go ahead, Shamlila Mata.
My friend, have you brought this for me? It gives me extreme pleasure. Indeed, these few grains of flat rice will satisfy not only me, but also the entire universe.
Thank you. Now comes a verse where we will have a lot of discussion. Yeah. So this verse is very sort of lot of discussion on this verse will be there. So iti mushtim sak. So what meter is this? Anushtuk. Iti mushtim sakrit jagat jagdva dvitiyam jagdhum adade tavat shrir jagrihe hastam tatpara parameshtinaha. So iti mushtim sakrit jagadva. So after having said like this, Bhagavan, what did he do? Sakrid. This is Sakrid. Where have we heard Sakrid? What is the meaning of Sakrid? Very important word. Once, right? Sakrid apirahas. What is it? Sakrid apisaraha snatur avishkaroti. Right? 11th verse of Upadeshamrit. That just once, and so many times in Bhagavatam, this word Sakrid is said in relation to taking the holy name. Just once, if we take the holy name, so many sins are removed. So here that same word sakrid is used for the once. Iti mushtim. Mushtim means muthi or handful. One handful jagdva he ate. Okay. And dvitiyam jagdhum adade. Adade means about to. So he ate first one and about to eat the dvitiyam.
नाम की डोर पकड़ी, ये अपने आप छूट जाएगा, ठाकुर जी भी हाथ में आ गए, सारी शक्ति इसी में लगाओ.
Nice. At least parallel katha is going on. That's very nice. एक कान से एक कथा, दूसरी कान से दो कथा. So I'm sure the other one is more nectarian, but we'll continue with this one. So he was about to eat the second handful, and then what happened? Tavat. Tavat has many meanings, 3 meanings, as given by previous ācāryas, and lot of emphasis is on Shri. This is due to Sandhi, it is written as Shri, but this is Shri, which means Sri Rukmiṇī Devī, Jagrihe Hastam, that she stopped or she held. Hastam, the hand of Bhagavan, Tat of Bhagavan, and or Tat Para Parameshtinaha. So this is Parameshtinaha is Bhagavan. Tat Para. Tat Para means, like in Bhagavad Gita we say Mat Para. Many times this comes. Mat Para means one who is completely surrendered to Bhagavan. So in one word it has been explained why she stopped. Because she was Tat Paraha. Tat means Bhagavan, Paraha. Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita is saying Mat Paraha because he is speaking Bhagavad Gita. So here it is said Tat Paraha means she was completely surrendered to Sri Krishna. And that is why she stopped. Now this doesn't make sense, so to say. Okay, what has that got to do with stopping Bhagavan from eating the second handful? So many reasons have been given by our ācāryas. So let's read the second verse also, and then we can discuss all the reasons together. Hare Krishna. 9. Okay. Itim ushtim sa kridja gadva. Okay, yeah, 9. Dvitiyam chagdhum a the day. 8. Tavach ta va shri jagrihe hastam. 8. Tat para para meshthina. 8. Ityam ushthi sa kridgadva. See, with the sandhi, if you read it here, it has been broken. If you see the Sanskrit there in BBT publication, for ease of reading, since most of us we read in the IAST format, so that's why the number of syllables become sometimes +1. When you break, it becomes plus. Some get added because the words are broken. You have to, the composers of the verses, to make it that many number of syllables, they join lot of words, or when they need an extra syllable, they'll break it. So you can see here, whoops. 81. Which one is this? 10. Iti mushtim sakrid jagadva. So see, this much is there, right? Iti mushtim sakrid iti mushtim sakridja gadva. So 8 is still coming. That you have to this sakrid iti mushtim is 4. Iti mushtim. Sakrid jagadva is 4 syllables. I am saying that you have to see where to break to count 4. But the remaining 3 lines are all 8. So I don't know any meter where first line is 9 and remaining 3 are 8. Okay, that is, yeah. Okay. And also, this is, I have had long discussion with Hari Parshad Prabhuji on this. Sometimes there is extra syllable, and that's okay. We have to somehow sing it. And whichever way you try, it will not match. But the meaning is so important that it could not be removed. And very famous example is the last line of Tatte Nukampam. Last line has 12 syllables. All the remaining have 11. Tatte Nukampam Susamikshamaano Bhunjan Evatma Kritam Vipakam Hridvagvapurbhir Vidhadham Namaste Jivet Yo Muktir Pade Sadaya Bhak. You can see the last line was, cannot fit it. But every word is so important that last line will count as 12. But it is still, you can call it upajati because it means uneven. That's a standard word. But otherwise it is Indra Vajra. All right. So I think this is 8 only if we look at the Sanskrit, the Devanagari. Good point. All right. So today we'll keep going for some more time. So translation quickly. Let us see. Somebody can read.
After saying this, the Supreme Lord ate one palmful and was about to eat a second when the devoted goddess Rukmiṇī took hold of his hand.
Thank you, Mataji. Then next. And then we'll come back and discuss all the reasons. Okay. एतावता, कैसे बोलेंगे अनुष्टुप, वता अलम विश्वात्मन सर्वसंपत् समृद्धये अस्मिन् लोके थवा मुष्मिन् पुंसस्तवत्तोषकारणम्. Okay, त्वत्तोषकारणम्. So etavata alam vishwatman. So Sri Rukmiṇī Devī is saying this, though it is not said that Sri Rukmiṇī Uvacha or something like that, but she is saying that etavata alam vishwatman. So Vishwatman is Sri Krishna. So she is saying, my dear Krishna, etavalam, itna bas hai. Okay, etavata alam. So this much is enough. Sarva sampat samriddhaye. Everyone, or Sudāmā ji and everyone has been satisfied fully. So he has been fully satisfied. Abhi no more need to, because he knows that she is saying that, he is fully satisfied by your taking one mouthful. Asmin loke athva amushmin. So, or athva amushmin, which means that he has been fully satisfied enough for this life and next future, all future lives. He is fully satisfied. So no need to give any more. That's what the meaning is. She understands that Sri Krishna is going to give in return by taking this. So no need to give. So this is sounding a little, like putting a restriction on Sri Krishna's giving. But there are very beautiful reasons for it. Okay. Pumsham tvat tosha karanam. That this is enough for a person to get tvat tosha karanam. That because you have been fully satisfied, tvat tosha. For people, this is enough to get. Or for Sudāmā ji specifically, this is enough to get by satisfying you fully. You have been fully satisfied. So tvat tosha. You have been fully satisfied. Now look at all the reasons why Sri Rukmiṇī Devī is saying, please stop, don't eat more. One handful is enough. So let's see what are the reasons. So the first, we'll start from the simple reasons. Okay. So first reason is, this rice is not very high quality. Okay. She loves Sri Krishna so much, and she is also treating him. Now you can see a little bit here that she is thinking that your stomach will get upset. Now Sri Rukmiṇī Devī is fully aware that he is Bhagwan. If this would have been Vraja Krishna, it would have made a lot more sense, where the Vrajvasis would have thought, he will be sick. We need to protect him. But the Dvārakā Vasis, they don't think we need to protect Krishna. They think Krishna needs to protect them. So how can the protector become sick? But here we see that tinge of that mood in Sri Rukmiṇī Devī, that he will become sick if he eats more. Okay. But that this is the beginning reason, first reason. Then I don't know who, let me find out. There's so many points here. Yeah, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that actually she knows that he is Bhagwan. So this is first sweet reason. Okay. She knows, please listen carefully. She knows he is Bhagwan. And even though this is chipped rice, also decayed, thoda sad gaya hai, and it is uncooked. Chipped rice also we have to cook, na? We make poha. I mean, I have sometimes eaten chipped rice. It's nice, so it can be eaten. I'm not saying it's nice. It can be eaten, but best is when it is soaked in water and then you make nice poha out of it, isn't it? So raw chipped rice, and all the, in the very beginning of 80th or somewhere in the 80th chapter middle, we saw even the maid servants, because Rukmiṇī Devi has thousands of maid servants. They are also looking, everybody is looking कि हो क्या रहा है? Our Bhagwan is worshipping this, ragged, old, not old, but like, completely shabbily dressed person. Who is this person? And they were all completely surprised. It was Adbhut Ras. They were in wonder, amazed. So, and please remember, even the maid servants in Dvārakā are pure devotees. Okay, they are nothing less than pure devotees. So she is trying to tell, by stopping, she's trying to send a message to the maid servants. No, don't take the message that Sri Krishna likes raw chipped rice. Because Krishna is so, like, he's bursting with love for his friend. From next day, the maid servants will start giving chipped rice to Krishna. We thought we have been cooking all these nice items and thought Krishna liked it. Aaj pata chala. What is the real, real item that he really likes? So from tomorrow onwards, chipped rice. So Rukmiṇī Devi is trying to send a message to the maid servants. No. Please don't take this example of Sudāmā ji. You continue to cook your nicely prepared, wonderful meals. Don't start serving chipped rice. So that is one reason why she stops, to send a message to the maid servants. So that is the second reason. Third reason is why this chipped rice is so sweet. Even Sri Krishna has said, I am fully satisfied, or I am so satisfied with your offering. So it must be very sweet. And everybody knows that by eating too many sweets, the stomach becomes upset. So everybody, one who is a well-wisher will say, okay, don't eat too many. Today, one gulab jamun is enough. Tomorrow, you can have another one. So that is another reason why Rukmiṇī Devi says that today, one handful is enough. Don't eat more, because it is so sweet, it will upset your stomach. Then, so I'm just going over all the reasons a little bit more quickly because of lack of time. Then the other reason is that now out of the 4 handfuls, he held all the 4 handfuls in his hand, and from that he took one, isn't it? That means the remaining 3 have become what? Remnant. Jhutha ho gaya na wo. So now that has become Krishna Prasad. So Rukmiṇī Devi says that, if you only eat everything, that's like that Raghunandan ji's story and Mukunda ji. Everything Krishna ate, then Mukunda ji comes and says, Bhai, where is my portion? He says, no, to khali ho gaya. So Rukmiṇī Devi does not want that to happen, because they also want to taste this very sweet prasad, Krishna Prasad. And there are 16,000 wives. Each wife has 1,000 maid servants. So if you do the math, there are not enough. Even if you grind, who has written this? Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, I think. Even if you grind all the chipped rice, you will not have enough particles for each of the queens and the maid servants. And they are all watching this scene, and they want this prasad of Sudāmā ji. They will not ever, such an amazing thing has happened today. This is the sweet prasad of this wonderful devotee of the offering. They don't want to vanchit nahi rehna chahte. Kya bolenge usse? They don't want to be deprived of the prasad. So isse bhai thoda hamare liye bhi chhod dijiye. Please leave the remaining 3 handfuls for us. Now we get into some more deeper reasons. Okay. Another point, now contradictory point, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur begins to say, is that on the one hand, Krishna said that patram pushpam phalam toyam. And there it is meant, did not mean that I want, the quantity was not mentioned. How much patram, how much pushpam. So by default, and patram by Sanskrit is one patra. What would be the, I don't know, I've forgotten the patram, patraha, patrani, or what? The female, the patra is female. Patraha. Patra, patro, patraha. Okay. So basically it is singular. So basically everything that is being mentioned there, patram, pushpam, phalam, it is not toyam, of course, but so is singular, which means one particle would have been enough for Sri Krishna. Now he has had one handful. So on the one hand, he says even one grain is enough to satisfy me. And he also just now said, even a little bit will satisfy not only me, but the whole universe. And now he is not feeling satisfied with one handful. What is going on? So she is holding Krishna to account. Why are you being self-contradictory? So that is another reason. Please don't contradict yourself. People will think you say one thing and you do another thing. There need to be unity in or you need to walk your talk. So she is trying to correct the image of Sri Krishna, because he is somebody who has many times said something and done something else. Krishna is full of contradictions and she is interested in correcting his image. So that is why she stops, to correct his or to improve his image. Okay, so that is another reason. Now we'll some more deeper reasons. Another reason, so now the deeper reason is that with one handful, he has given all the opulence of, now these are a little bit connected, okay? So I will try my best to put it in some sort of order. With one handful, Sri Krishna has given the opulence of the entire material world. Now, the thing is that what is left is to give the opulence of Vaikuntha also to Sri Sudāmā ji. And if he gives the opulence of Vaikuntha, that means that Vaikuntha and Bhagwan are non-different. So that means she thinks that he will give himself to Sudāmā ji. He will go and begin to live in the heart of Sudāmā ji. Fir mera kya hoga? I will become separated from Sri Krishna. I will be left alone here. So I don't want that. So she says, you stop. You have given him the opulence of the material world and don't give yourself to him. You stay with me. A small variation of that is, this is a very sweet one. Who is Rukmiṇī Devī? Who is Rukmiṇī Devī? It has been mentioned so many times. Who is she in reality? Sri Lakshmi Devi, isn't it? What has Sri Krishna given to Sudāmā ji now, so far? material opulence of the entire universe, which means he has given what? Lakshmi ji. Okay, or the wealth, isn't it? So please listen carefully, okay? Aaj, what is happening? Remember, I told you, today the sun has risen from west. So things are not going in an ordinary fashion. आज का मुहूर्त ठीक नहीं है. Right? So today everything is opposite. Bhagwan is worshipping the devotee. Bhagwan is taking charnamrit of devotee. Bhagwan is feeding the devotee. Isn't it? Bhagwan has given all the wealth to the devotee. Is there a pastime when Bhagwan took away all the wealth of a devotee? Bali Maharaj. Very nice. Exactly. So she remembers the pastime of Bali Maharaj. Ki my husband, as Vaman Dev, in 2 steps, he took away all the wealth of Bali Maharaj. And then if you read the 8th canto, half of the 8th canto is Bali Maharaj pastime. A whole discussion happens, where should I put the 3rd leg? Vaman Dev asks. And then in that discussion, Bali Maharaj proves that because everything has been taken away from him, he says, I as a personification am different from my wealth. So I am still not taken. I still remain. My entire possessions have been taken away by you. Agreed. But I am different from my possessions. So you can put your 3rd foot on my head. Okay? Are you following the thing? Now, if you reverse it, because today everything is opposite. All my wealth has been given to Sudāmā ji. Lakshmi ji is thinking. Now, if he takes the 2nd handful, what is left to be given? Herself. She is the embodiment. So then she becomes so afraid. Arey, if he takes 2nd handful, then Bhagwan will give me to him. And if he gives me to Sudāmā ji, then I will be separated from my Bhagwan. And I cannot tolerate being separated from Bhagwan. So she stops him, saying that, please don't repeat the Bali Maharaj pastime in reverse. Okay? Where you have given the whole wealth, next only thing remaining to give is me. So she stops. Okay? I found this to be very deeply thought about, and this was given by Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan. So, and finally, a very sort of a very deeper level thought that comes in Sri Rukmiṇī Devi's mind. Last reason. So we have discussed so many reasons, at least 5-6 reasons we discussed. Final one is, like it was said, that you have given him all the wealth, not only for this world, for all the future, eternally. What that means is, you have given him Krishna Prem. He already had Krishna Prem. So, within Krishna Prem also there are many levels. Okay, so Prema, so before that is Bhava or Rati stage, and Prema, 9th. We have the 9 stages of Bhakti. Sadhu Sangha, or Shraddha, Adau Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Asakti, Ruchi, Bhava, and Prema. So Bhava then prema, and then that prema has further levels ahead called sneha, man, pranaya, rag, anurag, and mahabhava. And within that, mahabhava has two further levels, modanakhya and madanakhya. So modanakhya is, so by the way, Rukmiṇī Devī is at the level of anurag. Only the gopis of Vrindavan are higher at the mahabhava level. Among them, the gopis are in modanakhya mahabhav, and only Srimati Radharani is madanakhya mahabhav. So the point is that Rukmiṇī Devī is aware, and we had discussed this in one of the previous pastimes of the, I can't remember which one, Kurukshetra Leela. Yes, when we were discussing the section from Brihad Bhagavatamrit and how Sri Krishna would always be hankering for his Vrajvas pastimes, even when he was in Dvārakā. So Rukmiṇī Devī is very much aware of how dear Sri Krishna, Vrajvasis are for Sri Krishna. And she knows that their love, or Sri Krishna's love for them, is higher than his love for her. So she is having this in her heart, that there is somebody else whom Sri Krishna loves more than he loves me. Okay. So that is little bit, I wouldn't say painful, but again, from the rasa perspective, it is giving some sense of disappointment to, or not disappointment, but a feeling of incompleteness to Sri Rukmiṇī Devī. And she's very possessive about Sri Krishna. That is one of the fundamental aspects of prema, being possessive about the object of love, which is Sri Krishna. So Sri Krishna has already given prema to Sudāmā ji with one handful. Okay. If he takes a second handful, or she is worried, what level, within prema, what level will he give to Sudāmā ji? He may give anurag or even mahabhav, she doesn't know. And she becomes scared, already she is having to deal with all the, the divided attention of Sri Krishna. And she does not want the attention of Sri Krishna to be more divided from her. She is already getting whatever little attention of Sri Krishna, because Sri Krishna's thoughts are always in Vrajvasis. And she does not want to add to that. She is very possessive, and she is barely holding on to the little attention or absorption that Sri Krishna has for her. And she does not want to reduce that even this much. So she stops him. Are you following? So this is the last reason. Very beautiful reason, I thought, and of why she stops. So we discussed so many reasons why Sri Rukmiṇī Devī stops Sri Krishna from eating the second handful. Okay. So did we read the translation? I think we did. Okay, last verse, and we'll complete the pastime here. Brahmanastam tu rajanim ushitva achyuta mandire bhuktva pitva sukham mene atmanam swargatam yatha. So Brahmana, our dear Brahman, who is Sudāmā ji, tam tu rajanim. So he spent the Rajani, means night, at the mandira of Achyuta. So wherever Achyuta resides, whether it is Vraj or Dvārakā or wherever it is, mandir. So mandir is the residence of Bhagwan. So at the mandir of Bhagwan, which means in the palace of Dvārakā. So Rajani means he spent the night. Ushitva means he spent or slept in the night at the mandir, at the palace of Dvārakā. Bhuktva pitva, he ate and drank sukham mene and was fully satisfied. He experienced full satisfaction by having all this wonderful hospitality of Sri Krishna. And Atmanam, his Atmanam means fully to the internal core, he was fully satisfied by the hospitality of Sri Krishna. And it was as if, yatha, as if Swargatam, he was in Swarga. So again, it is the hospitality and the opulence that he experienced. And this Swar is not really Swarga, it is Vaikuntha. Okay. So he experienced being in Vaikuntha Dham with Sri Krishna. So there is just to remove all doubts that how it is just like we can convert anything to anything. If Vaikuntha is mentioned, we can say Swarga, or if Swarga is mentioned, we can say Vaikuntha. That is not the case. So here there is a Praman given by Sri Jiva Goswami from the Srimad Bhagavatam itself, 3rd canto, 15th chapter and 39th verse. So here we see Shriya Swa. You can see this word here. Swa Sudāmanim. So even though it says Swaha, this is describing the Bhagwan's opulence of Vaikuntha. And the word that is used is Swa. So the Lord is a reservoir of all pleasure. His auspicious presence is meant for everyone's benediction, and his affectionate smiling and glancing touch the core of the heart. The Lord's beautiful bodily color is blackish, and his broad chest is the resting place of the goddess of fortune, who glorifies the entire spiritual world. And if you see here, Shobhitya Shriya Swa. Okay. And that Swaha, which is the Chudamanim. So the summit of all the heavenly planets is Vaikuntha. So what is Bhagwan enlightening, or what is being glorified here is Vaikuntha very clearly, but the word that is used is Swa. So this evidence is given here just to mention that here the word Swa is used. It means Vaikuntha. It does not mean Swarga, because wherever there is Bhagavan, it's much, much beyond Swarga. It is Vaikuntha. And he experienced, Sudāmā ji experienced the opulence of Vaikuntha Dham, not just Swarga. Swarga is very meager. So with that, we end the discussion today. So last, we will read, somebody can read the translation kindly.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Sure.
Shukdev Goswami continued. The Brahmana spent that night in Lord Achyuta's palace after eating and drinking to his full satisfaction. He felt as if he had gone to the spiritual world. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So we will conclude it here. It's 6:45. We went a little bit over time. Any discussions or any comments? Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I will repeat if it's not audible on Zoom. Prasadam time. Somebody else other, yes. And once curse is given, it will come true. That is another point. Where another place it was thrown. Yaduvamsha, they thought we will throw it away. And they came up with the best plan. Even till today, I think what would have been a better way to dispose? I cannot come up, grind it completely and throw it like in the middle of the ocean. What else can we do? That's the most destructive and guaranteed way of disposing of it. Still, it did not get disposed. The Rishi's curse is very powerful. Even Bhagwan is not. He is also under the control of his devotees. Aham bhakta paradhino. Yeah, another point you said? All living entities. Yes. Very nice. I hope you all got it on the Zoom. That Sudāmā ji didn't want that curse to be going to any other living entity. Had he thrown that, other living entities would have eaten it. And then they would have experienced daridrata or poverty, not in this life, but next life. Akshar Patra example of Draupadi. All of the 60,000 disciples of Durvasa Muni were satisfied. Yeah, so many examples of Sri Krishna taking one grain and the whole universe being satisfied. Wonderful.
Continuation to this, Mataji what said, he could have thrown it, but that would have been disrespect to Bhrigu Muni. Just like Hanumanji took that when Brahmastra was thrown on Hanumanji, he took it because it was Lord Brahma's, even though he could have just
counteracted
it. But in this case also, Brahmaṇa, he was a Brahmaṇa, so he could have counteracted it because Brahmanas are very strong. He could have done something, some trick or some, even though it was a curse from Bhrigu Muni.
Very nice.
Bhrigu Muni is Brahma's related to Brahmaji. So he, in order to respect him, he said, "Let me just take it on me."
Very nice. Even Parikshit Maharaj, it is written in Srimad Bhagavatam, he had the power to counteract the curse of, what was the name? Shringi, Shramik Muni's son. But he did not do that, but he rather accepted it. Very nice. Very nice.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I was also thinking that because Guru Mata has asked him, to eat it, like and share it with Krishna. So he didn't want to give it to Krishna, but also follow what Guru Mata had asked him to do. So I was thinking maybe he was following the instructions too.
Very nice, yes. And plus it is prasad. Obviously in the Gurukul of Sandipani Muni, everything that they will be eating is prasad of Bhagwan. So they will not throw it.
This also shows he's fearless. Even if anything would have happened, he would just take it because it's the instruction of his Guru.
Yes, very nice. Very nice discussion. Thank you.
In text 11, I had a clarification question.
Okay.
Like the English translation, one point I'm not fully convinced or satisfied, and like when you say that you have been fully satisfied, it seems Rukmiṇī Mataji is like giving that statement, whereas the last line is that it depends on his satisfaction. So I don't know. The English translation is very different than how it.
Yeah, that is so. This thing, after all, one's prosperity depends simply on your satisfaction. This is stated like a theorem, but Sri Krishna is satisfied, and therefore he is fully satisfied. We know that Sri Krishna has been fully satisfied. Therefore, he will receive full opulence and full prosperity. So. Yeah, it is stated like that, but I have just, this is correct understanding what you see here grammatically. But from a meaning perspective, I think they are still the same.
And in text number 12, the amazing hospitality and the Vaikuntha coming together, the message, the theme here is that he did not go to Vaikuntha, or did he? This verse doesn't.
Well, this is happening in Bhauma, or on the earthly planet.
Yeah.
But wherever Sri Krishna is, the opulence is no less than Vaikuntha.
Okay.
So what is your question? Dvārakā is, but it is in Bhauma. It's on the earthly plane.
So it's like to experience opulence and feel like I have gone to a spiritual planet is one thing, whereas going to the spiritual planet is a second thing. So I'm wondering what's happening here. He felt as if he had gone to the spiritual world.
Well, yatha means as if.
As if, but did he?
No, he did not go to the, he went to the Bhauma, but there is no difference for a pure devotee. There is absolutely no difference whether you experience Vaikuntha here or there. This discussion we had, like how a prakat becomes prakat when Bhagavan appears. Okay, yes. Hmm. 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 Mm-hmm. And not only in one way, but 5-7 different ways. Appreciate. Did you get that on the Zoom?
No, Prabhuji.
So my wife was making a comment that from reading, just if somebody does a plain vanilla reading of the pastimes of Sudāmā ji, then two misunderstood parts are why Sudāmā ji's wife sends Sudāmā ji to Krishna. Is she money-minded? And second one is why Sri Krishna's consort, Sri Rukmiṇī Devī, stops him from having a second handful. And why she does not want him to enjoy the beautiful gift of love that Sudāmā ji has brought for him, who is a pure devotee. So these are very misunderstood. But through ācārya commentaries, she says how we have nicely understood so many reasons that completely clarifies the purity of both these personalities. Srimati Sushila ji and Sri Rukmiṇī Devī.
I also had like not very clearly in my mind why Sudāmā ji took like the two handful, and then Bhrigu Muni's story made a lot of sense. But you said this is one of the reasons. So are there more reasons for that?
Yeah, another reason that we had discussed was for the, I said for the poverty of, not why he ate both all the chana. For the poverty of Sudāmā ji, there are other reasons.
So what are the other reasons?
So another reason that we had discussed for the poverty of Sudāmā ji was, you remember we had discussed
he stole Bhagwan's chivda on some occasion.
He stole it. That's why he was
no.
misunderstood.
Yeah, no. So this is the complete story of why he stole. It, from the external appearance, it appears that he ate his portion, but that is to protect Sri Krishna. There was one more. I'll have to look at my notes.
And this is from like Shilaji Goswami?
No, this is not from our Gaudiya ācāryas. Leave it at that. This is from outside Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. But there are so many others. This is not also from Sri Vallabhacharya. This is from outside. But as long as it feels aligned, and it's not that our Gaudiya Sampradaya is very, very excellent and wonderful, but other Sampradayas also have very wonderful explanations. So as long as it seems aligned, we can relish the nectar. For example, Surdas ji has written a lot on Sudāmā ji's pastime. A lot. Yeah.
Not a question. I just want to appreciate one point you made today in the beginning of the class. Like looking at Bhagwan with Aishwarya Bhav, that you said one statement that what are we offering to Bhagwan? I think I never looked at it like that. It's amazing to see that.
Yeah, one thing I completely forgot to mention. So those who are still here will benefit. So what he gets in return is the whole opulence of the universe, right? We discussed that so much. And then Rukmiṇī ji wanted to stop there and all the other things we discussed, right? So that he got in return for what? This was a return, right? Prasad. For what? For one handful, or you can say 4 handfuls, whatever, of chipped rice, but with full of bhakti. Bhakti uparitam. So whatever we offer in our little capacity to Bhagwan, and I think I was going to say this, but then we went into some tangent. This is another thing. We close the door when we offer, right? Bhagwan eats it. Okay? And then he replaces it back with exactly the same looking items. So when we open the door, it appears as if nothing has been consumed. But if we are offering with a pure heart, while the door was closed, Bhagwan consumed it all and then replaced it all. And that is, we should consider that prasad, whatever comes out after the offering, to be equal to the opulence of the material world of Swarga. We just eat it as prasad. चलो भाई ठीक है, आज खिचड़ी खा लेंगे, या आज केवल fruits खा लेंगे. No gulab jamun, samosa today. But that is, we should consider it as the equal in greatness, even if we were to think from material standpoint, to the opulence of Swarga, appearing as food in front of us in our plate. So we should eat it with the mood, the prasad with that mood that Bhagwan has given us in that form. Bhagwan did not give anything to Sudāmā ji. Anything, and we will see in the next classes how happy he was. He was thinking, bach gaye. Thank God he didn't give me anything. So he got so much. When he will go back, he will see what he got. But we are getting every day prasad back when we offer. So we must not consider it any less than what Sudāmā ji got. And with that mood, we should honor the prasad. Even though, yes, I am not pure devotee, so Sudāmā ji's offering or that Raghunandan's offering will indeed attract the mercy of Bhagwan with much more potency. But with whatever bhakti we offer, we should put a lot of emphasis on the prasad we get back. Because all the opulence that Sudāmā ji received is nothing but a return, a prasad for his one handful of chipped rice. That is the point. So this is another thing I don't remember. I was going to mention it in some verse. And this is a point that is being made by one of our ācāryas. Okay. Thank you so much for such a good discussion. So many extra points. Thank you so much. Anything else? This is so blissful, and this is exactly the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam Arthanam Asvado. So we are churning the meanings of the Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. Why didn't she go with him? No, it is not mentioned, but we can come up with reasons. It was a long journey, and at that time women were supposed to stay at home and men were supposed to undertake the long journey, and he is Sri Krishna's friend. So even weaker. Yeah. Yeah. Another point, yeah. Newly minted father. Thinking about kids, yes. But even though there is no mention of kids in Bhagavatam, yes. Very nice. Okay. ठीक है? Thank you so much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji.